Hi everyone. So, um, remember I cut my hair due to depression and losses from the trade forex industry. It's growing bit by bit. I don't think I'll cut it again. Maybe just to level it up, but I won't cut it again. So today is 23rd of August 2025. The update is last week Friday was a big change. My best friend assisted me with $800, and it wasn't enough for my house rent. So I was so scared. I put it into live trading, something I promised that I wouldn't do. I put it into live trading, and yeah, I was able to. I didn't have no strategy. I entered a buy on Bitcoin. It was going against me. I cut it, and I entered a sell. If I had known, I could have left the sell for a long period of time, just because if we saw from Thursday, Bitcoin has been dropping down to yesterday. If I knew I could have left it until today, I would have been big and had to rent my place with still have some cash left. So I was able to get $1,010 from it. Of course, this was some of the money I have put into the market, but I was happy that I was able to get that out. Unfortunately, I gave it all back. Yeah. Unfortunately, I gave it all back. I entered a sale on a Sunday, which was actually a good position, but I unfortunately I went to YouTube and I saw some Indian guys also taking the same position. For some reason, that was my strategy though. My strategy presented that I enter a sell on Bitcoin. But unfortunately, I don't know what came over me. I used the lot size of the Indian guy I saw on YouTube. Like, who does that? That was ridiculous, no? So I used the lot size of the Indian guy I I I saw on YouTube. So when the price was retracing back, it took me out. And because it took me out and it was a loss, of course, the old self of me came in and entered a buy as a revenge trade. And that was what blew my account, cleared my account. And it's crazy because before I entered that trade, I had this $8 loss. I withdraw the money. I was like, no, I don't want to risk this money. This is my rent money, even though it's not enough, but it is something. So I don't want to risk it. So I was using XM platform, and then I decided to withdraw it. The money did not come true. If the money had entered my account, I wouldn't have lost it. And already there was a $380 from them that I haven't received yet in like 2 days, which was so ridiculous, So I did not receive this $700. Now it went back into the XM account. That's why I had to trade with it again. It was so bizarre. I blew the account. Then on Monday, the $380, they refunded it back into my XM account. Why are they not debiting? Why are they not crediting my bank account? I asked for a withdrawal. I had a reason why I asked for a withdrawal. Why are they bringing it back into my XM account? But they did. And all the proofs are in my phone, but I don't want this editing thing to go. I don't really have that time. I would have loved to edit to show proof, but probably I would. And it's so bizarre. They twice. I was like, okay, now I'm short of $700. I need this, and I revenge trade. It was a good sale on that Monday as well. Was a good sale, but because I was terrified of what has happened for the past days, I closed it. Bullshit, man. It was left to like $25. And then I withdraw the $25 and the fucking $25 entered my account. You know, I felt like they knew I was gonna do this. They didn't want to give me my money. Like, I don't know, it was so shady. It was so shady. Why did you not credit my account when I asked for a withdrawal? Like, why? Twice. Man, I was under a lot of desperation. My money wasn't enough for rent. And in Ghana here, the rent is always 2 years. Assuming I found a 1 year, I would have rented a place and be gone out of this hell and prison that I'm paying a lot of money for. I'm literally paying $100 here, excluding internet, water, and what electricity, and then refuse bin, like excluding all of this. Like, it's so bizarre with what XM did to me this week, and it's so bizarre how in Ghana here we pay 2 years rent, like 24 months rent in a go, and then the agents, they take 10%. And in this whole week when I had the money, the agents were like, they have 1 year, but they don't want to show me the 1 year because they are expecting me to pay the 10% for the 2 years rent. I'm not paying for 2 years, I'm renting for 1 year. And how are you wanting me to pay 10% for 2 years? I don't even have that money. And everywhere we go, the transportation, I pay for it, excluding the viewing fee. Like, it was so bizarre this whole week, I would not lie. And yes, I'm back to poverty again. I'm literally back to poverty. I for 2 days I did not eat because I had nothing to eat. Yesterday I had to buy food with about $5. So out of my $25, you can imagine it's $20. I bought some drugs as well. So like $10 is gone out of that money, literally. It's crazy. Back to square one, bro. Back to square one. I hate this imperfect life that money surrounds everything. It's not just because I am broke. There are many other people too out there. The money thing is a issue. Money has become the center of everything. I hate it. I hate it. So I would so now the the good news out of all of this is that the place my uncle thought the lady can accommodate me, because she usually tells him that she is lonely, she needs company because she's very grown. So after my issue came up and he spoke to her, she said she would ask her two grown-up sons who don't live in the house if they will buy into the idea. But it has taken like 2 weeks, which of course that is a typical no. That is a big no. But they could have just said that instead of, all this time waste. Uncle George said his sister has a storeroom that is a little bit empty. I can pack all my items there whilst I go and see my mom in Nigeria and clear my head. Hopefully something works out for me again, then I would come back and continue life. But I want to leave. I'm 29 and I'm not in no relationship. I don't have a kid. You know, I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. If I have a child by now with all this suffering, I would have unalived myself, I guess already. I want to leave. I want to see by this week. So my ex, not my ex, we weren't dating. He was the only one I was seeing and I chose to see during that time. That was like 5 years ago, no? Or 3 years ago. No, 4 years ago actually. 4 years ago, I chose to see this gentleman because he was not in the country. I don't like relationship where I see you all the time, you know. So I chose to see him because he's not in the same country as I am. And of course, we weren't dating. That was it. Because I had just come out from a long lasting relationship. Not that I came out, if you know, my partner got missing. He's still missing until date. So out of sadness and all, not that this guy we were talking, no, like I just wanted to mess up my life, I guess. I decided to go with this guy because I know sexual immorality out of marriage was bad and things weren't going well for me. So I was like, fuck it, you know, if you understand. So I was following this guy. So we weren't dating. I knew he wasn't married, but things happened down the road. I had to let go. So just yesterday, I reached out back to him after 4 years because I needed help financially to rent a place. So he said he might give me the money. I don't have no trust in human anymore. I don't have trust in no human at all. I was like, okay, I hope he does. If he does, I would pay for 1 more month here so that I can have enough time to pack these things to uncle's sister's storehouse. Then my convention is this week, so I can attend the convention. And afterwards, the month end, that is next month end, I can go to Nigeria. And then my my Profem account, I'm able to grow it up a bit since I have internet, fiber and broadband internet in my house. Nigeria, we don't have it, no light, no internet, so it's gonna be very difficult for me to do all of this, but I don't care. And I really hope he helps me, and he helps me out of the fact that when we were seeing each other, I was good. I never asked him for nothing. I never asked him for money. I wasn't calling him, I wasn't calling, hey, how are you? How was your day? No, nothing. Like, I wasn't bothering him like this girlfriend title, even nothing. And he was even asking, why don't I ask, we are not dating, but ask like some other girls, why should I? We are not dating, like, why should I? So I hope he helps me because of that, and I hope he helps me because of that, honestly. So I pray he does. I'll pay him back when I get money. Right now, I'm not certain because I'm not working, but I know I'll get money. So I'll pay him back because it's not a gift, it's a loan without interest or small interest. I'll pay him back because I'm an honest human being. That's who I am. So that's the update for me, and it's crazy how life can be so sweet in 2 days. I was asking Jehovah, could I just help me? Like, why did the market have to go all the way? It went all the way, tapped me, stuck me out, and came back. Why did the market go all the way there? That was my last cash, bro. That was my last cash. It could have changed everything for me. Could have changed a lot of things for me if the market has just continued like that. So bizarre. So bizarre.